I moved into the Mountains Edge housing complex in June of 2010 and have been watching planes overfly the greater Las Vegas area for the last several months. Some days the skies are clear with planes leaving normal contrails, while on other days the skies are full of chemtrails. From my location in Las Vegas, I can see planes coming out of the southwest or the greater Los Angeles area. These planes fly right over my location and head off to the northeast as they overfly Las Vegas. I've been able to identify the exact flight number by videoing the chemtrail planes and then using Flight Explorer and Flight Aware to identify the flight I videoed. The following video documents several commercial flights chemtrailing the Las Vegas area. 100% of chemtrailing in the Las Vegas area is being done by commercial jets from virtually all airlines and is not isolated to just a few airlines, nor is chemtrailing over Las Vegas only coming out of the Los Angeles area. At one time or another, chemtrailing can come from planes flying in any direction over Las Vegas. The plane we've been watching for about the last minute is SkyWest 473L, flying at 39,000 feet. It is a CRJ-7 type of plane, and the plane is out of LAX, or the Los Angeles International Airport, heading toward Salt Lake City. And here's a still photograph of the plane. It is, as you can see, a CRJ type plane. It's painted in United colors because SkyWest flies the United Connection and paints their planes appropriately in the United paint scheme. And we're watching the plane fly off now into the northeast. It's leaving quite a long chemtrail. We're up and over down toward the southwest where the plane came from. And we'll follow the trail back up and around overhead and back down to where it is in the sky right now, which is generally the northeast area overflying Las Vegas. Zoom in a little bit as the plane flies off into the northeast. And pull back to take a look at the trail that it's leaving. You can see the roof of my neighbor's house, and I'm looking directly toward the northeast at this point. It's got a rather long chemtrail that it left as it entered the area. Now we're back up overhead and again back toward the northeast area. You can see the sun is in the southern sky here. And pretty soon we'll see the Flight Explorer information for flight SKW 473L 390C, that's 39,000 feet, LAX to SLC. Here is some additional information. This is the Flight Aware information showing the info for SkyWest 473L. And here is the flight log. You can see down on the left-hand side that the plane has reached 39,000 feet. Those times are in Eastern Standard Time. Here's the actual flight path from LAX to Salt Lake City. This is a Flight Aware Google application, and then a close-up version of as it overflies the Las Vegas area. Time is now about 8:45. We have another plane coming into the greater Las Vegas area. It's left a pretty good chemtrail as it entered the area. And we'll follow the chemtrail up till we get a look at the plane. You can see that it's a white plane with a rather unique configuration with gas tanks on its wingtips. This is a Learjet 35, and this is flight N269JR, private plane, flying at 41,000 feet out of Santa Monica, heading toward Heber City. And we're watching it fly off into the northeast here. So the Learjets, at least the Learjet 35s, had rather large gas tanks on the wingtips, which is very characteristic of this type of airplane. We'll look back a little bit to see what kind of chemtrail it's leaving. And we will take a look at the chemtrail now as it entered the Las Vegas area. It's a chemtrail that's lingering in the southwest sky at this point. Follow it. Here's the Flight Explorer information for N269JR out of SMO going to 36U. And the flight aware information showing a Learjet LJ35 out of Santa Monica headed toward Heber City, Muni. You can see at the very bottom of the chart here it's reached its cruising altitude of 41,000 feet as it entered the Las Vegas area, and the flight aware Google app showing the complete flight path from Santa Monica to Heber City. And there's an expanded view showing how it passed over the Las Vegas area. It's now 9:30 on 3/30/11, and we've got another plane coming into the greater Las Vegas area. In a second here we'll be able to see what kind of paint scheme it has, and it has a southwest paint scheme, which is primarily a red body with red engines. And this is flight Southwest 1267, flying at 37,000 feet. It is a B737. It is out of LAX and headed toward Chicago Midway. It's leaving a long chemtrail out of the southwest. Now as it flies up almost overhead, here's a few shots of the plane as it overflies my area. You can definitely see this is a Southwest airplane, and it is Southwest 1267. Once the planes overfly my area, they go off to the northeast, and it looks like they're flying away from my location, which they are. They're flying over Las Vegas, headed toward the northeast. We'll pull back and take a look at the chemtrail that the Southwest airplane has left. Might see a few strange little anomalies at the top of the video. These are nothing unusual. It's simply a reflection of the lens. There it is right there. From the sun. This is completely normal. And there's Southwest 1267 flying off to the northeast at this point at 37,000 feet, leaving a huge chemtrail. Notice how it's turned, changed its direction a little bit. Now it's heading due east. Sometimes the planes come over the Las Vegas area and do this. Here's Southwest Airlines 1267 flight information from Flight Explorer. This is the flight aware information showing a 737-300 out of LAX going to Chicago Midway. Here's the flight log showing that the plane has reached 37,000 feet cruising altitude. Finally, the Google map from Flight Aware showing the complete flight path, followed by a zoomed in version showing how it passed over the greater Las Vegas area.